person that you're working with because of the potential to really open up deeper aspects and deeper issues. So probably the best thing to get a sense of it would be, as you said in there, to make a copy of the document that you put into the chat there, for each person to make a copy of that document, and probably do it individually. And I can guide everyone through that individually.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
I'm really curious about doing it individually as opposed to collaboratively. Talk to us about that.
Well, again, I think it's based on how open or trusting you feel with the people that you're working with. Because, so in the first step, you're identifying something that you're not doing that you wish that you were doing, which is easy enough, and that's easy enough to share. Sometimes it can be, it doesn't take too much trust to say, well, I wish I was doing better at this, or I wish I was having more effectiveness over here. The second is asking you to list specific behaviors that are getting in the way of you doing that. And they might be general enough that it's not so difficult to share with many people. But if you're really going to get to the basis of what this all is all about, which is really trying to find out what those deep-seated beliefs and deep-seated fears are, they can start to open up more cracks. So I wish I were spending more time writing, but instead I am, playing with my dog or playing a video game or whatever. Or could be more personal reasons. I am going out and drinking at night or things like that. And once you start identifying the specific behaviors that are undermining why you're not getting the thing done that you're trying to get done, the third step is where I think it really opens things up. Because it asks you to first imagine what would things be like if you did the exact opposite of the things that you listed in number 2. And if you think about that, what fears does that bring up in you? What kind of things do you start being afraid of? And listing those kinds of fears, I think, can really be something that most people aren't really going to want to share unless they have a high level of trust built up with the person that they're sharing that with. And then through debriefing those fears, you try to move into the fourth step, which is, what is the big thing that you're assuming that's leading to those fears? What kind of rules have you told yourself about the way you work or the way your situation works or the way life works that is that's making you have those fears? And how can you start thinking through ways to test the validity of those things? Because maybe that assumption isn't valid, or maybe you've never tested to see how valid it is. So what can we do to try to work through that? And so I think all of those things really require a pretty high level of trust if it's going to be anything other than surface level. So that would be my thing. It would be something that I would really want to use with someone that was having trouble moving forward, but it's not something I would try to use with them one-on-one